listen to my story. This may be our last chance.
For those that didn't know, this was the style at the time. Hey everybody, it's Callum and welcome to my brand new Let's Play of Final Fantasy X. This game holds a pretty special place in my heart, both for my love of video games and just because it's a pretty damn good game. Let's go and say hello to our adoring fans, shall we?
Can I have your autograph?
Of course.
And here we get a pretty, I think, prevalent Final Fantasy staple for most of the games before this, when we get to rename our party members. In this game, you only get to really rename this character and a few other exceptions, which I'll go into at a later date. And we're going to keep the name default here. And for pronunciation's sake, I'm going to settle a hot debate here. This name is pronounced Tidus. It is only ever pronounced Tidus in Kingdom Hearts 2, which is a spin-off, not really too relevant. And they also kind of contradict that by way of Kingdom Hearts 1 having it pronounced Tidus. And in the audio drama that came out after, like many years after this game and its sequel, it was said, because there was no other way to kind of get around it other than calling him by various pronouns like they do in this game. So, they do pronounce it Tidus. And in Japanese, his name's actually pronounced Tida. So, it's kind of similar. We're going to keep it as default. And I will mess up, and I will call him Tidus throughout the game, but hopefully I have a pretty good grasp on it.
Good luck tonight!
Nothing to worry about. Oh, if I score a goal, I'll, do this. That will mean it was for you, okay? What seat?
He's blocking the front row! Fifth from the right!
Got it.
There are so many things that get stuck in my head throughout this game, and that girl saying, "He's blocking the front row!" That's stuck in my head. To progress, you are going to need to talk to these kids. However, there are a bunch of NPCs here. Let's see what they say. Good luck. Good luck. Good luck. These three NPCs, for some reason, don't have dialogue. Is that your twin over there?
I've been a big fan of yours from the very beginning.
I won't let you down.
Thanks!
Hey, how are you feeling?
Great as ever. Thanks.
Yeah, we're cheering for you.
Are you gonna show us that shot tonight?
I don't know. Maybe.
You should do it for us.
The game tonight. It's very important.
You seem very fishy to me.
Can you sign this?
No prob.
Please?
Alrighty.
Me too!
Take it easy.
Okay, Tidus, there was no need to smack that child.
Well, gotta go. Cheer for me.
2, 3. Teach us how to blitz!
Hey, I got a game to play.
Then teach us after.
Maybe tonight, well,
You can't tonight.
I mean tomorrow.
Promise?
Promise.
And for this next section, I'm just going to let this little radio commentary drama thing play out. You don't really get to hear all of it if you go from A to B, so I'm just going to let it play out.
I was in a coffee shop running away from home when I heard the news. Our hero, Jacked, gone, vanished into thin air. My dad must have been his biggest fan. I knew how sad he'd be. Heck, we all were that day. Zanar, I says to myself, what are you thinking? I went running straight back home. We sat up talking about Jack all night. My dad and I never talked so much. Whoa, didn't mean to reminisce, folks. Anyway, 10 years later, the Jack Memorial Cup tournament is today. The two teams that have won through to the finals are, of course, the Abes from A East and the Duggles from C South. I know there's a lot of people out there today to see the star of the Abes. In just 1 year, he's become the team's #1 player. He's Jack's blood and the new hope of Blitzball. What kind of super play will he show us today? Will we see his father's legendary shot? I don't think I'm the only one excited here, folks.
Make way, make way! Coming through, sorry. Hey, I'm gonna be late. Hey, let go of me.
This also shows off some pretty good PS2 jank. These guys down here are just GIFs. Moving forward, onto the most badass opening a video game has ever had, in my opinion. And what we just saw is something that's going to be basically all over this game. That was an FMV, or a full motion video. It's basically the game's way of having these really high fidelity cutscenes without putting too much strain on the game. So they basically pre-render it and then they just upload it. It's kind of like putting an MP4 file into something. It's, you know, it's not that computationally hard. Let's walk down here.
Orin! What are you doing here?
I was waiting for you.
What are you talking about?
Let's follow this mysterious man. Also, I never noticed that. Why are people running in the direction we were coming from? Also, I knew this kid was fishy. But that's because I've played the game before.
It begins.
What?
Don't cry.
What the? Huh? Hey, wait! Hey, not this way.
Look. We called it sin.
Sin?
Take it. A gift from Jekt.
My old man?
I hope you know how to use it. These ones don't matter. We cut through.
Okay, so now we're introduced to our battle mechanic. This is a turn-based RPG, so you'll see the turn order at the top there dictated by character portraits and monster names. We only really have a few basic functions right now, like attacking and using items. For this opening section, we're not going to be using a single item because we don't need to heal. These are sin scales. Each of them are 100 HP apiece, so we deal some pretty good damage to them. Tidus is a warrior class, so basically all-round attacker, got some pretty high agility, not the greatest defense, but, you know, still has more than a few other characters we'll get into later on in the game. Orin here is our samurai type, so basically heavy hitting, a lot of piercing damage, a lot of armor, just not the fastest. There is the possibility to game over against these sin scales here, but it's really hard to actually, like, fail. And one other thing I do want to quickly mention here is just going off of Japanese names and everything. Orin's Japanese name is Aaron, which more closely relates to, or translates to Aaron. which is just the silliest, goofiest name for someone who's meant to be this badass samurai type. So we're going to cut through, keep going on. Now this is the first part where we can actually lose. Because of the sin scales behind us, if we just keep attacking the ones behind us,
going after all of them. Cut the ones that matter and run.
which Orin tells us not to do, the ones in front can get off a lot of pot shots and eventually will whittle us down. So, we're going to do as Orin says, just hit the ones that matter in front. And throughout this game, I am going to be going over the main cast and their respective voice actors. I'm not going to do Orin's in this episode, just because, one, I don't know who it is off the top of my head, and two, he becomes a lot more relevant later on in the game, so it's better to do it then. Tidus, on the other hand, is voiced by James Arnold Taylor, the same voice actor as Johnny Test, Ratchet and Clank, and Obi-Wan Kenobi from the Clone Wars, as well as many, many, many others. And here we are introduced to our first boss fight of the game. It's going to open up with Demi, which is basically this game's version of Gravity.
Get out of my town!
Some can't wait to die.
And here we also learn about our overdrive meter. We'll get into the boss in just a second. So the overdrive gauge beneath the character's HP and MP display, when it's full, you get to use a special attack once, and then it gets reset, and then you have to build it up again. Orin is going to use Bushido, which in Japanese translates to secret arts, more or less. I'm going to use Dragon Fang. This will give us a quick time event, which I'm surprised I didn't fail, considering I'm on a PS5 controller, and that was Xbox controls. So Sinspawn Ames has 2,400 max HP and 400 MP. However, it can keep continually using Demi despite running out of MP. I'm not sure why. It's hard to actually get to the point where it runs out of MP. Demi always does a quarter of your remaining HP, so it can never actually kill you. There we go. And now we have Tidus's Overdrive, Spiral Cut. This is just a timing based attack. Doesn't matter how many times you fail, as long as you get it before the time runs out. Keep going with Orin here. And even though we can't see this enemy's HP, the tentacles at the top are a very clear indicator of how much damage it's taking. Gonna use Demi here again, and see it just keeps getting less and less strong as the turns progress. Because like I said, it does a quarter each time, so a quarter of a quarter of a quarter of a quarter of a quarter is basically nothing. And it's actually impossible to lose there, because the game forces you to use Orin's Bushido, and yeah, that just immediately kills all the sin scales. Let's keep going, following Orin. Over here, we have Traveler Save Spheres. Stores a record of your travels, automatically also fully restores your body's MP and HP. We're not going to save here. Going to keep going forward.
What are you laughing at, old man? Orin, let's get out of here.
We're expected.
Huh? Give me a break, man.
we are now flooded with sin scales. This is your second opportunity to die. So if you keep attacking the sin spawn, that they're ever respawning. So if you keep attacking them and you don't continue on with the game how it's meant to be played, you will eventually be encumbered with all of their attacks. When the wings start to flicker, that is your cue to attack that enemy. If you don't, it'll use a move called Spines, which I think we've already seen here, so I'm just going to keep going. Oh, you know what? I'll leave one.
This could be bad. That! Knock it down.
What?
Trust me, you'll see.
Okay, so we're going to follow Orin's advice and attack the tanker over to the right here. It's going to use Spines. Does about 70 damage each and every time. It kind of varies. And you don't need to focus on the sin scales here at all. They don't get any experience, so there's no point fighting them. I think that tanker's got one more hit on it. Yes, it does. Incoming! And he just stands there and takes the breeze. What a badass. Now can you imagine if his name was Aaron?
You are sure? This is it. This is your story. It all begins here. Hey! Hey!
My old man?
So the game faces you that way, so you can see the symbol. We need to go this way.
I thought about a lot of things. Like where I was, what I got myself into. I started to feel lightheaded, and then sleepy. I think I had a dream of being alone. I wanted someone, anyone beside me, so I didn't have to feel alone anymore. Anybody there? Aaron!
And we wake up here in this derelict, unknown area. This place used to give me the absolute heebie-jeebies as a kid. Genuinely one of the spookiest places ever. On my replays, though, I have come to like this area. Going over this way, before progressing onward to that big temple-looking area. If we go over here and up these stairs, there's a chest over here with 200 gil. That's our money. And that also allows us to see our main menu. So we can check like the party member status, you know, their HP, MP, how many sphere levels they have, which we'll get into in the next episode, as well as current playtime, gil, location. Items here, we've got only access to potions, which heal 200, and Phoenix Downs, which revive us from KOs. We have our equipment and no key items at the moment. Tidus, no abilities at all at this point, only has Spiral Cut as his overdrive, and Stoic as his overdrive mode. I believe there are like 7 or 8 or something overdrive modes in this game. Stoic is the one that everyone starts with. It basically just means when you take damage, your overdrive meter fills up. In the status screen, you can check a party member's stats if you care about stats and kind of want to look and see which ones you want to upgrade or prioritize, with, you know, Tidus's highest being luck and strength. Those are kind of the ones you want to prioritize. Maybe you want to prioritize things like defense and agility just to make sure he gets higher turn orders and better defense overall. Auto abilities, we don't have any at the moment. Same with skills, specials, white magic, black magic. We don't really have anything at the moment, so it's not really relevant to show anything. And then we have our normal configuration stuff. I'm going to be switching between the arranged and original soundtrack between videos if we're spending more than one episode in a given location. And if we don't, I'll switch it over on the revisit to any areas when we eventually get there. It's basically just this game's way of having the brand new soundtrack for the remaster and the original PS2 soundtrack. Over here we've got this weird strange glyph on the wall. Dra mit frana punkt uvmerkt emisedia dra himlagakt heckerd fedir makalania peret dra vudnir winder bemin we sekerd mukhudu dra mavad pid udra neckerd.
What do we have here? Nope. Can't read it.
Tidus, you strike me as the character that can't read full stop. Anyway, moving on over this way. You can see in the map there's a load of different structures floating out of the water. Good thing when you're in big open areas like this, head for these bigger, larger platforms. Over here, we've got this sphere here. Introduction to Albed. Find Albed primers to help you decipher the strange Albed language. So that was the language we just saw back there. I will be providing translations on screen just so that way, you know, we don't get lost along the way. And it helps you guys better understand what's going on. Siktendra Albed Mikika Pakt uv Milg. That basically just means, I think it's like, it's not like discover, but it's basically just like learn the Albed language. It's kind of what it means, and then it says best of luck at the end. So these compilation spheres, they basically allow us to synthesize Albed primers from different save datas. I'm not going to be doing that because, one, I don't have a save file with everything in it, and two, there's kind of just no point. The fun of it is discovering it along the way, plus you guys are getting translations anyway when it matters. Nothing else to do in this area, but press on forward. So we'll follow this area here. and that is actually going to be where I leave things off. Good indication of something big happening. There will always be a traveler save sphere, so be sure to utilize them if you're on your own playthrough. I won't be throughout the playthrough because I have found out I may need to re-record episodes. For context, I recorded the first episode perfectly fine. Second episode had some issues. I re-recorded the second episode. Everything after that had been fine. I then discovered an issue after editing the first episode. I didn't have the original source file, and then I went to re-edit it and overrode the finished video. So that's why we're here. Anyway, next time in what? This is not a Tales game. Next time in Final Fantasy, we are going to be pressing forward, discovering what's in that temple, and hopefully finding a way out of here. See you guys then.